Go Habs, go! Go Habs, go! Kick Boston ass tonight. Hey everybody, welcome to the first period live stream for Talking Habs for the Boston Montreal game. Boston is in Montreal tonight, and we played them about 6 games ago, and we beat them 5-4. It was a really great game. I predicted the win. I didn't predict a score on that game, but I predicted a win. And hey, David, thanks for coming in. And hopefully we'll have another big win tonight. We're going to kick some Boston ass. Okay, so that's for all the guys that are watching on playback. Hey, everybody. Now there's 3 people in the room. Hey, welcome in. Hopefully it's going to be a great game tonight. Montreal's got to have a bounce-back game. Got to do well tonight. Can't lose those 5 in a row just like we did last year. It's time to pick up 2 points that we didn't get last year. We're going to get them tonight against Boston. Tired of these disappointing games. Although, look, I don't want to brag or anything, but that the Rangers game, I did say I was worried about that being a very disappointing loss, and it was. Hey, 19 Coyote. Hey, haven't seen you in a while. Welcome in, buddy. Habs win 4-2. I think I called it 5-3. I took Hab Nation's number. He always picks 5-3. They scored 5 last time. I think they can score still. I think maybe this is a kind of a breakout game. That's what I'm hoping. Boston's actually the perfect team because they've got to bring their game up. They have to, and we always do well against them. Hey, Peter, thanks for coming in, buddy. Hopefully, it's the kind of game that you're going to stick around and watch all the game and not be all disappointed. Yeah, it should be a good game tonight. I'm trying to think now. So Bergeron's out with an injury, at least a couple of games, probably longer. Hey, Remo. And Krejci's taking his place. Krejci, I know. Hey, Joe. I know Krejci does score against us too. So I don't know if that's going to help or not. Or maybe Krejci's always better in the second line center. Sometimes a guy can play really well in second line and doesn't do as well in the first line, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm just hoping for a really good game. I'm expecting a really good bounce-back game. It's against Boston, Julian's former team, so he wants to win. Rask is out, Halak is in, and Rask does have a bad record against us, I think, overall. He has bad games anyway, and Halak actually has a pretty good record against us, so, we got that aspect now, Price against Halak, that old controversy we had. Okay, what's you saying there? Oh, you're going to see Boston Bruins on Sunday. Oh, yeah, we're playing them again, right? That's it. Hey, David, all right. That's in Boston, I guess. Anyway, enjoy that game. Enjoy that game. That should be a good game. This one should be a really good game. I'm really expecting. I always find Montreal plays their best game, first of all, when their back's against the wall and you really don't expect them to have even a chance in a game. They actually usually have a good game. So let's hope we have kind of a repeat of all those times that's happened. Yeah, he is brave, man. He is Remo. He is brave going to Boston as a Habs fan. Whew. Joe is thinking Hudon will score tonight. Well, Hudon kind of really needs to score. If he wants to stick around, if he doesn't want to see anybody come in to replace him, he better put some points up. He's been playing better, that's for sure. I'm not doubting him here, but he needs to now start to connect. He gets shots and he gets chances, but he's still got to pull that trigger. Yeah, okay, I thought I saw something up there. Yeah, so, I don't know. I'm just expecting a good game. As you can tell by the thumbnail, not for this thing, but for the my preview, I wrote right on there, kick Boston ass. So we're going to see. Hopefully I won't be proven wrong. But Glenn, I never heard what the actual injury was to his wrist. No idea. Probably tendon. Must have damaged a tendon, a ligament. I don't know. There's ligaments in there, but there's tendons. I would imagine that. So I don't know. Yeah, Remo agrees about Hudon. Yeah, game time. Yeah, I'm about 30 seconds behind you guys, but don't worry. If they score, put it up there. It doesn't bother me. I'm trying to think what to say. Oh, let me just, you guys, I don't know if you watch my podcast. It's now called The Penalty Box, filming tomorrow. It'll be out sometime tomorrow. I am going to finally now talk about Babcock and now this new thing with Peters from the Flames. Apparently he got fired, then he didn't get fired, and they're investigating, so I don't know what's going on with it, but I'll give my opinion now, finally, on Babcock and on Peters. That'll be tomorrow. That'll be the main story for the podcast tomorrow, and I will come up with other things to talk about. You guys didn't leave me a lot of questions, so if you want a question, don't leave it in the chat, but go into the comment section here on this live stream, and if you want to leave a question for me to answer tomorrow in the podcast, now's your last chance to do so. I think I only got like 3 questions or something like that. You guys you're not helping me out much. I got to come up with all the programming on my own. Hey David, talk to you later. Have a good one. Habs need to pursue Shane Gossesbeer. He was scratched the other night, and yeah. Oh well, I want to talk about that tomorrow too. Yeah, I noticed that, and people on Twitter, someone was offering Tatar, and I said, hey, listen, the guy's being scratched. He's not even played. You don't give, you lower the offer. You don't up it. So maybe we could pick up Gossesbeer at a really good price. I would say he really just needs another fresh start somewhere. Something's gone wrong there in Philadelphia. Don't know what it is. He needs a fresh start. So, yeah, it would be really cool. But yeah, I can prove it too. Let me prove it to you. Here's my notes from my video today. I didn't talk about it because I didn't write it here to talk about today. But I don't know if you can see that Gossesbeer on the market. So that's it. That's the subject for tomorrow. I'm the one who's been. If you remember in the off season, anybody who's been watching me that long, I was talking about Gossesbeer for a while. That Montreal should pursue him for the start of the season. Didn't happen. Okay, I gotta look up here. Okay, Joe, I see you want to ask a question. Which players do I think are misused here in Montreal? Oh boy. Well, yeah, okay, but do me a favor, put that in the comment section. I'm not gonna see it here on the chat. There's so much chat. It's hard to scroll through and pick out those questions. Yeah, Sang-Sung, as you can tell if you watch my preview, you can tell I'm kind of counting on it. I called for a win tonight. Again. I can't say I had the same feeling about it as I did the last game. The last game I definitely knew they were going to win. This game, it's more of an educated guess. I want to say that. And because Montreal beat them in Boston, you're going to think, oh, it's a revenge game. They're going to come back and kick ass. It may be that. It may happen. But I see it differently. Montreal and Boston is not a normal matchup. Remember that. Especially at home in Montreal. So we're going to see. For me, I'm just getting the face-off. Danault's facing off with Krejci. So we'll see what's going to happen. I'm going to try to concentrate somewhat on this game. Matt, if I'm named head coach, they have a problem. And not that I'm going to fix it. I'm going to cause more problem. No, I'm not a coach. Never have been, never will be, and especially not of an NHL team. Nope. Wouldn't want the pressure. Oh my God. Imagine the pressure Julian's under. Especially right now on a 4-game losing streak. Well, Daniel Carr last night played he's with the Predators. He was the first star of the game. I don't know exactly what he did to earn that, but I did notice, I don't know where I saw it. Maybe it wasn't last night, the night before, but he was recently, in the last couple of days, the first star of the game. Can he come back? I liked Daniel Carr when he was here. Don't know if they gave him a good enough shot. I thought he was a pretty good goal scorer. Had a lot of potential, I thought, but I wasn't paying attention to the game the way I do right now, having this channel. So I don't know more than that. But I did like Daniel Carr and noticed that he had a good game the other night. And you never know. They just called him up that day, and he was the first star. I don't know what his age is. I don't think he's that old. Maybe this is his time. Remo, I'm probably speaking enough French that I could start and I'd get better as I go along. The thing is, I'm not qualified in any way, shape, or form to even entertain the fantasy of doing it. I want this team to win, not lose because I'm behind the bench. Yeah, I see this here. It's just happening right now. Nice glove save there by Halak. Not Julian's first retool. He and the boys will figure it out. Takes more than 4-game losing streak to experience pressure in the hot bed of hockey. No, it takes 1 game. Don't you remember Steve Shutt's old quote? They love you here in Montreal as long as you win or tie. Just don't tie too often. So that tells you a lot. And I think they're just in a slump. I honestly do. A good game like this, where they absolutely have to elevate their game. If they want to enter this game with any chance, they have to elevate the game that they've been playing in the last few. I think this could be the breakout of the slump. That's what I'm counting on here tonight. We're going to see, is Boston going to roll over? I don't really think they're going to roll over, but there's that Boston-Montreal thing that you can never count out, ever. When you least expect it, Montreal will have a good game against Boston, and it's tonight. Everyone's going, Boston, they're going to get killed, fire the coach, fire the GM. I don't know. Let's see how the game goes. I won't be able to tell I can't, because I can't watch it close enough in the first period. I'll know a second and third period. But never count Montreal out against Boston. Even if Montreal was in last place, they come into this game and that they could just stomp all over Boston. That's the difference. It's some kind of magical thing from way, way, way back. And let's hope he continues tonight. Because we really need to break out. And listen, last year at this exact same time, we had a 5-game losing streak, right? We lost 4 again. If we cannot lose this game, that's 2 points ahead of last year. Everyone's talking about how they don't have any more points than last year. They're in the same spot. This is an opportunity to take 2 of those points. Of the 4, we really only need 4 more than last year, probably to make the playoffs. That's probably what it'll take. And we may get 2 of them tonight. It's too bad it's against Boston, and it's not too bad. It's an exciting game. It's what we are hockey fans for. Even if we lose tonight, as long as it's a damn good game and goes right to the end, it's all worth it because it's great hockey. Although I hate the goddamn Bruins. Hope they don't win. Okay, what have I been missing on this side? Sorry, guys. I've been talking away. What channel is the game on? TSN 2 here in Canada. Elsewhere, I don't know. But in Canada, that's the only place I'm streaming it. I don't want to tell you how. But in the next few months, I'm getting a VPN, so it'll be much safer. Someone said, enjoy the game all. Let's go Habs. Let's win. Okay, Rebo. See you later, buddy. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. Go Habs, go! Rick Middleton was a best with the Bruins back in the day. Still not in Hockey Hall of Fame. Yeah, Middleton was a good player. Honestly, though, I don't know. Do you think really I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. He was one of their good players, that's for sure. I don't know if you watched Hockey Guy. He just put out a really nice video about the Montreal Canadiens. Everyone knows it's his least favorite team, but it used to be a team he cheered for when he was younger, a lot younger, just before he picked the Bruins. But the point being, he's a big Bruins fan, and he did a video about the players that he really did not like from the Montreal Canadiens in certain, a couple of years or whatever years. I don't remember why he picked the years he did. I think it was the Stanley Cup years. And then he picked, showed a lot of the players that he did like and all that. I'm thinking of doing the same thing. There are players on the Bruins over the years that I liked, that thought were good players and respected them, just don't like the team. So I think I'm going to do a reverse of what the Hockey Guy did. But he did a really nice video. If you haven't seen it, just check it out. I really liked it. He's very fair. Anybody who says he's biased, they're wrong. And geez, I just hope we're not in trouble here tonight with Halak. That's the one thing. I did mention it in the video that, it's another aspect to this game. And honestly, with the Bruins, they just need something to answer for that magical thing. Sometimes it works against us. So hopefully it's not Halak. And hopefully we're not running into another hot goaltender. This is one of those backups, because they say we get a lot of backup goalies. This is a backup we don't really want to face. We wanted to face their starter. And apparently this wasn't on purpose. Halak was ill a couple of games ago, and he missed one of his starts, and that's why they chose to put him here. That's what I read. Come on, guys. Nah. Hard to tell. I can't gauge it if they're playing well or not. So we're getting a lot of shots. Seems like it, but if Halak can stop them all if he's on his game. Whoop. Glenn, you're right. I mean, in my circles, I would 100% agree with you. You grew up here in Montreal, not liking the Leafs and hating the Bruins. Now, I'm a little different. And there are a lot of Bruins fans here in Montreal. You'd be surprised, but you know that you grew up here. I grew up hating the Leafs. Like, seriously, if you really want to ask me the team that I hate the most, it's the Leafs. But I think it's more along the lines of there's a natural rivalry between Montreal and Toronto, the cities. So I think my hatred of the Leafs over the Bruins is based on that. But of course, grew up hating both of those teams. Always wanting to play the Bruins more than the Leafs because we beat the Bruins in the playoffs all the time. It was almost all the time. When I was a kid, right up into the mid-'80s, I think in the mid-'80s, Bruins had some few series against us that they beat us. But up until that, it was almost every damn year we meet the Bruins and we beat the Bruins. So, yeah. So I just feel this game tonight is going to be one of those games where no matter what they try to throw at us, we're going to counter it and beat them. Hey, Massimo, thanks for coming in, buddy. Let me see, I missed something here. Zaretz is growing up to a Habs fan family, more like. I'm not, okay, but yeah, that's why I grew up, my father was a Habs fan. My grandfather was a Habs fan. Everyone around me was a Habs fan. If one of our defensemen get hurt, would you call up Alsner or someone else? Well, that maybe. Depends on, I guess, first of all, it depends on who. If it's right or left, that's number one. From what I understand, no, I would not call up Alsner right now. I would probably, on the left side, go with Leskinen, because I want to see what he can do up here. And on the right side, if Julesen's ready, it would have to be Julesen. If it's very short term, then maybe Willette for a game or two. Yeah, I could see that. But also, it depends what side. But also, I mean, we do have Folden. So it's not we don't have a guy that's here. Joe says, personally, he never had a problem with Boston. Actually rooted for them in the finals back in 2011. And even this year, the Leafs are, yeah, I get that. This year, I get it. Well, that's weird that you never had a problem with the Bruins, but I guess that's fine. But yeah, for me it was like I don't even want to watch that series when they play together. It's for me. There's no interest. I'm not cheering for either team. I don't want to see it. Zaretz hated Leafs, Bruins, and Pens. I don't hate the Pens, but Leafs and Bruins, they're the only two teams that I could say I hate. Other than that, I don't have a hatred. Oh, Armia. Oh. Do I think the Habs should trade for Gossipbeer? And if yes, for what price? I'm the reason I'm not going to answer that, but I'll say that yes, I'm interested. I'm going to talk about it in my podcast tomorrow. So there's certain subjects that you might ask me about tonight. I don't really want to talk about them because I'm going to discuss it a little more in depth in the podcast. And yeah, so but yeah, I do. If you've watched me since but in the off season at all, I've been talking up Gossip's ear for a while. So the fact that he's having a bit of an off season, it doesn't mean anything to me for this reason. They're loaded on defense there in Philly. He found himself the odd man out. Maybe there's a reason for it. Doesn't mean he goes somewhere else and he doesn't get his game back, and now is the time to get him at the right price. Bruins and Habs always a blood fair. Born in the early 60s. The Leafs weren't a factor. That's true. For me too, Glenn. I was born in the early 60s, 1969. But that made the difference. Chara, a little bit different. Now they're even. Yeah, I see they scored. Not good. Nice shot by Brusque. My connection is a little shitty. Sorry, guys. It'll get better. Hey, Jean-Claude. Jean-Claude. Sorry if there's the connection back. Jean-Claude, welcome back in. Thanks for coming in, man. I'll say bonjour. Merci pour... my French is now... sorry, I can't think... I'm not thinking in French. I'm speaking too much English here right now. But salut, Jean-Claude. I miss the Nordiques rivalry too, buddy. I miss it. We might have been on different sides of the fence, but I tell you what, I really miss the Nordiques. Would love to see the Nordiques get a team. Or Quebec City get a team. So I saw that DeBrusque scored, so it's 1-0. Don't give up. Told you it's going to be a tough game. It's not. They're going to win. I believe they're going to win, but it doesn't mean that they're going to win easily. And then they may get their asses kicked here. Maybe I might be totally wrong, and it's Montreal gets their ass kicked. That's sport for ya. Yeah, no, Paul, it would definitely be a relocation. It would have to be a relocation. You're right. 32 teams, unless they're bringing in 2 more to make it 34, they're not going to make the unevenness again. So, yeah. So we'll see. Well, if there's a relocation, though, the problem is it won't go to Quebec right away. First relocation will go to Houston. That's my opinion. Houston will get a team. But also will not get an expansion team. I think they will only get a relocation team. So come on, Habs. Let's go. Fight back. There's one thing also that worries me in this game that is going to be a factor. The fact that with Drouin's absence... it takes away the scoring option pretty much on the third line unless KK's line picks it up. Drouin's absence concentrates all the scoring in lines 1 and 2, and this is a problem, and it could be a problem here tonight. So, and I mentioned that in my preview. And yet, it's go Habs, go kick Boston ass. Even if I don't feel it, it's still Boston. Go Habs, go kick Boston ass. I'm never going to say Boston's going to win. I want to say worse, but I don't want to swear. Glenn, I'm not so sure. Depends. It depends. Like I say though, the Houston market is definitely first. They're not interested in going to Quebec before Houston. That I believe. Yeah, they're not going to be doing. They're not going to be bringing in any more expansion. I really doubt they're going to expand anymore. Why does everybody want Houston to get a team, another desert team like you? Actually, there's a big fan base out there, and it's a big city. There's a lot of potential to grow the game there, and it looks like that's where it's going to go. I think they already have ownership ready to go, and they have an arena, and they have everything apparently. Well, I'll tell you what. If you're doubting, and it's fine. I mean, I get you're not sure, but you got to Google that. You'll see what I'm talking about. And that's my opinion. Quebec would be if they really had an emergency, but I think Houston's like ready to go if they could get a team. So. Gislain, okay, why are we talking about all these former Leafs, although there are a couple of them were Canadians? Oh, that's your era. Oh, yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, it was a good era. Each era has its good and bad things. This one, though, you have to admit, the game is so skilled and fast. That's the thing that gets me is how fast they play at such a skilled level. The vision and the speed of thinking the game is what kind of gets me these days. Yeah, I know. Look, I could be wrong. I hope I'm not. Let's go Habs. Let's not. Come on, I called the game. You can't lose for me. You can't lose. You got to win for me. Excuse me. You got to win for me, guys. It's not 1-1. Who says 1-1? Oh yeah. Well, they didn't have an arena last year or a couple of years ago. I thought I don't know if the brand new arena though is big enough. I don't know if it's an NHL arena. I know that they have ownership in Quebec. That I do know. They have ownership, but I thought they had an AHL kind of arena. That was my opinion. But I believe in Houston, it's the same thing. And Houston's got something that Quebec doesn't have. American money. They got a lot of it. And that's probably what it's going to take to get the team. Even if they have to relocate, whoever's buying the team is going to pay a lot of money. And that's what it's all about. Okay, still, Paul, even if it isn't ready, they don't have the money that Houston has. Oh, okay. I didn't know they had the Videotron Center. I haven't been to Quebec City since, oh, God. Since I'm a kid. I don't even know I was a teenager. It might have been before I was a teenager. Well, so they have the arena. I know they've had the ownership ready to go for a while. That I've known. But again, they don't have the same kind of money that Houston owners, potential owners, will have. It's a big problem. Money speaks, guys. Money's everything. Money's everything. So we're losing 1-0. We're down in shots. Let's see. This team battles. This team doesn't give up. Oh no, we're not down in shots. We're ahead in shots. I must have misread that. Okay, good. Good to know. I'm telling you, it's hard to follow along when you're live streaming. So there's 8:30 left. I don't know what you guys got on there. I've got 8.5 minutes. Yeah, it's just that I know they're hoping to get a team there. They put out a lot of money. I get it. But think of what it's going to cost. Look what it cost. What did it cost Seattle to get in? Right, it cost Seattle a lot of money. If they spent $400 million on an arena, how much money do they have to buy a franchise? That's what I wonder. Because it's going to cost probably the same as it's going to cost close to what it cost to get the new franchise. And the last one they paid $750 million. So you got to figure it's $500 million. So $500 million to get in on a relocation. Well, that's it. Exactly. That's another aspect of it, right? They got to use American dollars to pay the team, to pay all that. It's not the same. It's harder here. Taxes in Quebec are harder. It's not easy it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. So that's why another reason they'd be more confident that Houston would be able to support the team. They don't want another Arizona, yeah. They don't want another unstable franchise like that. $1 million, eh? For the next one? Crazy. Crazy. $1 billion, I mean. It's just insane. Yeah, it's just that they should have stayed. They should have stayed. It was very sad. Like I said, it's not like I liked the Nordiques, that I cheered for them, because I damn well didn't. But boy, oh boy, was a Montreal Quebec Nordiques game enjoyable or what? Win or lose, doesn't matter. It was an enjoyable game. It kept you on the edge of your seat, or pissed you off because these lousy Nordiques were beating Montreal, or that they were. Can you believe the Nordiques? They're playing as good as they. It was like a playoff game. It was great. I just saw it. Just happened tonight. Weber, all right. So we tied it up. Told you guys. Told you. Go Habs, go. This team, you can't. They're not gonna die. Give up and fall on their swords for 1-0. It's not happening. This game ain't over. I just want to watch the goal actually happen here. Oh, beautiful from the side of the net. What a nice rebound right onto his stick almost, right? I think it actually right onto his stick blade. Those are the kind of rebounds you love to see. So here we go. That's it. Momentum on our side. Later in the period, always good. A couple more minutes in would have been even more devastating. But let's go. We got Bruins' number. We got their number. Well, that was a nice little takeaway there by KK. We really need that line. We need KK's line to score. We really, goddamn, these guys got to wake up. KK got to wake up. Gallagher and Tatar on the assists. Tatar still leading in points. Weber still second in points. He's having a hell of a comeback season from last season, even though he came back from the injury, but he was still affected. And what a difference in him this year. Everyone's saying Shea Weber's done. Shea Weber ain't done. I say, you want to say Shea Weber's done? Yo mama's done. Shea Weber's got still a couple years left in him. Watch and see. Barring any major injuries. He can't have any big injuries. Oh. Cleared it. Oh, they cleared it. They got to clear that. They got to get that out of that zone really fast as they can, especially against this team. And that first line, that little, I want to swear when I think of Marchand. That little Marchand, I hate that guy so badly. I hate him. Yeah, his 8th goal of the season, yeah. Kotkaniemi, yeah, from little I've been watching, I've seen Kotkaniemi a couple times. He's looking good. But I said it in the last game, he's looking better. He really is. He's starting to play better and look better. The one that kind of worries me a little bit, and I hope he worries me in one way, the rest, I love what I'm seeing from Suzuki. Against the Senators, that lazy play, him and Tatar they didn't skate back. It was going to be a 3-on-1. I didn't like that, and I don't know if it was just me, but I saw there's a penalty to somebody, Thompson. Oh, this could be bad. I saw a couple of instances where I thought Suzuki didn't show enough hustle or quick enough reaction, that kind of can be concerning. So I'm keeping an eye, if I can, on him. Not in the first period here, because I can't watch anybody closely. Now, Boston's got 31% power play. This could be bad. Come on, guys. This is a time for you guys to nut up and let's go. Clear it out. That's the way to go. Oh, yeah, I didn't mark anything on my pad. Come on, clear that puck out of that zone. Come on. No, didn't clear it. Pasternak's in there. I'm sure Marchand, the little bastard's out there. Ah, damn it. Pasternak. Tabernac scored. Oh, damn it. Man, that guy's got a wicked shot. Wicked shot. No, he's Polish. Pasternak, I believe, isn't he Polish? Yeah, Jean-Claude. He's not a Russian. No, isn't he Polish? Who's Polish? Oh, maybe it's Krejci that's Polish. You might be right. But he's not. I don't believe he's Russian. Anyway, whatever he is, he's got a wicked shot. A wicked shot. That's why they're 31% on the power play. Is that guy's shot. Okay, we're on the power play. Not yet for me. Pasternak's a Czech. Okay, well, they're pretty good. Isn't Tatar? Isn't that what Tatar is? Tatar is a Czech, isn't he? Okay, didn't see the penalty. I just saw the call. I saw the arm up. So we'll see. Unfortunately, you don't know any Polish players? I believe Krejci is Polish. One of the Boston players is Polish. It must be Krejci. That sounds like a Polish name. Oh, well, there's a Polish player out there. I know there's a Polish player. Look it up. I can't look anything up. Just type in Polish NHL player. It'll tell you. Tatar's a Slovak? Okay. Czerkowski was Polish. There you go. And he played here for, like, what, parts of 2 seasons or a short period of time. Yeah, Chara's a huge, the word starts with a P. And if you want to spell it nicely, it's Prique. That's what I think of Chara. Don't like him. Not after that hit on Pacioretty, that throw him into that stanchion like that. Don't like that. Palfi was Polish? Okay, I didn't know he was Polish. I thought there was a current NHLer who's Polish. Why am I thinking that then? I don't know. You know what it probably is? I'm so old, and any of you guys older than me, don't take this the wrong way. I'm so old, I've had so much information stuffed in there that some stuff comes out the other side. Can't help it. I know who Palfi was. Oh my, yeah, he was a good player. Ziggy Palfi was a really good player. Vanek's Austrian? Okay. Krejci is a Czech? Okay. So I'm wrong. So I guess the lesson for you guys is don't listen to anything I have to say. I might not know. No, listen to everything I say because it's like the gospel. When words come out of my mouth, they come from up above. That's pretty bad. Sorry about that. Okay, so Montreal's on the power play. McAvoy for interference. There's a good player on Boston, McAvoy. Come on, guys. Get him back with a quick one. Nah, they cleared it. See, I don't really get the Riley being on the power play. I don't get that exactly. He did have a better game against, I want to say, did he have a good, no, it wasn't the Rangers, the one before, I think, but I don't see him being, why is he on the power play? I mean, he just almost caused a 2-on-1. Come on, guys, you got the man advantage, let's go. Be forceful here. When they're tentative on the power play, the other team just kind of pushes them back. And they don't, closes up the lanes. They don't get down low properly. And then I noticed they're not using the down low back up to the top. They call it low and high. There was a chance there. Come on, guys. No. Their passing isn't great. It's like they're missing something. They're missing, they're not aligned or something. They're just off by a little bit. Something wrong still. Hey. Come on, guys. Don't you know my reputation's on the line here? I called for a win. You're supposed to kick ass. They never listen to me, these guys. Never. Christoph Oliwa was Polish as well. Riley's producing a bit this year. Well, he's got 3 assists, so he hasn't been that bad offensively. Yeah, but I'm talking about the power play. I don't know. I just don't. It doesn't seem like he should be on the power play. But I guess, look, with Bruin out, he was your point man on the first unit, so I guess they're trying to find something that works. Okay, guys, what happened here? It does have 2 Z's. Sorry, I'm reading. Benny Wagler's got his money on Boston. You know, you might have it there, Benny. Are you a Boston fan? The way it's looking right now for this first period, I would have to say I wouldn't change your bet. That's for sure. While they're not totally dominating Montreal, but Montreal's passing and stuff's got me worried. They're not crisp. While they're breaking out of their zone pretty decently, it's the passing that's bothering me tonight. They're running around a little too much, especially in the neutral zone. Change of pace. I have told this day to that so-called Montreal Gazette journal. Oh, well, Brendan Kelly. That's Mr. Clickbait. He does things for clickbait. Don't read anything he has to write. It's just word salad. It means nothing. 13-5 in shots, and we're getting outscored 2-1. Not good. Gislain, Brendan Kelly is just he's a gossip hound. He doesn't have a real idea about the game. I don't know what's missing from him. He's clickbait. He's just trying to get you in with headlines, and there's no substance to his writing. We make fun of him on Twitter a lot. Brendan Showbiz Kelly. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I would have to say definitely if you're betting like that way, I would have to say you got to put your money on Boston because they're definitely the favored. If you want to take the risk for more money, you take Montreal. Montreal has to be the underdog. I said that in my my preview that Montreal is definitely the underdog going into this game, even though they're at home. Boston thought they scored there. But okay, I get it. Look, if you're trying to make money, I get that. But you're not you're a Montreal fan? It's cool having you from Wisconsin. Welcome in. I haven't noticed you before, but welcome in. I do this every Montreal game. I live stream, so hopefully you'll come back. You can give us subscribe if you don't mind. If you haven't, anybody who's in here hasn't subscribed, I strongly urge you to go down there and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Trying to get to 950. I'm at 948. 2 more. Just a little goal. Yeah, enough of the slimy stuff. Okay. Yeah, Brendan Kelly. Don't read Brendan Kelly. It's just bullshit. They scored. Damn it. Okay, so this could be a really bad game for Montreal. Unfortunately, that was the other side of what I said. It could go the other way. I only mentioned that briefly because I was really gung-ho for the... but unfortunately, I have a feeling we's in trouble. There's the 3 goals. I called it 5-3 Montreal, so now they don't get another damn goal. That's it. We shut the door right here. And that's it. God damn it. Marshall. I don't even like looking at his goddamn face. Oh, Benny. So let me ask you that, Benny. If you're not a hockey fan, sports bettor, how did you find my video? I'm just curious. That's it. I just want to know how you're finding my video. That it was suggested or something. It's because it's just odd. If you're not a hockey fan, I wonder how I ended up there and then you came in, or did you search it or something? I'm also curious to know how I came up in a search. If you did a search. Or if they showed it on your page or something, it makes me curious. Because I do things although in this one, this is just a live stream. I haven't done any metadata. So I don't know how you found it. Price was really good in the Senators game. He was decent. Was not the Columbus game. The one before, I think he was okay there. The Senators game, he got us that extra point. Yeah, that just ended. Forget it. It's done. First period, 3-1 Montreal, 3-1 for Boston. Yeah, but you're right. You're right. He hasn't been great. And I said Price needs to be lights out tonight, and he's not. So, yep. I popped up among handicappers. Now that's really interesting. I wonder why that would happen. Anyway, listen, you found me. I don't know, if you don't mind, I'm really trying to get subscribers. If you wouldn't mind giving me a subscribe, you don't have to ring the notifications bell. I could really use the subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And like I said, if you ever want to, I'm doing every Montreal game first period. We live stream. I don't show the game. I don't do play-by-play, but we talk about it, and we talk about whatever you want. Happy to have anybody else in, and you're from Wisconsin, so makes it interesting. So, whatever. But I really appreciate it. I don't mean to beg, but I really could use the subscribe. You could take it away in a couple of months. It'll be no problem, but I appreciate it. If not, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate you checked me out. And hopefully I'll see the name up there again. Okay, I'm really lagging on my phone. Second goal he had... yeah, look, Price isn't at his best. And Joe is right as well. With a shot like that, and I've seen it with Caulfield, the goalie doesn't have the time to hit that spot. He does not have the time to react in time. That's the velocity. There's a difference in velocity with guys like Pasternak. We're going to have Caulfield. There's a few other guys out there in the league. It's the velocity on the shot. It's not just a heavy shot, but it comes in with, I don't know what else other term to use. And you don't have the time to react. This is the thing. So will Caulfield be a good goal scorer? Goddamn right. When you add a shot like that, you're going to score some goddamn goals. 30 at least. I can't see Caulfield not having a 30-point season within a year or two of him joining the league. And it's all based on that shot. So, yeah. So, let me see now. Oh, B-Rat. I like that. Brat Marchand. Brat. I just hate him, and I call him... Well, it starts with M, and the next word is an F, and you put them together. So, MF go together. That's usually what I call them. I don't want to say it here. Boston has that first line that Montreal is missing right now. Yeah. Well, see, Montreal's got a really good first line, yes, on the defensive end. Offensively, they're good, but they're not up to what Boston's got right now. And you're right. You know, that's a big thing. And this is where the talk of Caulfield possibly joining if we make the playoffs, or definitely next year, the difference he can make. You know, you add him into that top six, and wow, now you have a top line, if he's top line. I see him playing with Suzuki. I'd love to see Suzuki passing to Caulfield. It would just be amazing, I think. Boston has the first line that Montreal is missing. Oh, I read that. Hey, Benny, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And please come back and check us anytime. Happy to have a fellow American. I'm a dual citizen. I was born in upstate New York, but been living here most of my life. My parents are Canadian, but I'm an American as well. So love to have you American guys coming in and joining us. And I like to have the, different points of view from different places. So even though, maybe a point of view of a not real Habs fan or hockey fan in general, hey, let us know how the betting community's going. I'm sure some of the guys that hang out in here at times, I'm sure they lay some bets down. Hey, Galactic, how's it going, buddy? If I haven't said hi already. Yeah, it's not a good look for the first period. They're still in it is the good thing, even though it's 3-1, not over yet. But they really need to come out in this next period with their game. They need to take the game to them. They need to forecheck harder. This is what I can gather here right now. They're getting the shots. Halak is part of what's going on, but they really need to be more persistent up there. Easier for me to say than for them to do. I get that, but this is what needs to be done. It really does. And they can't take any more penalties. One is enough. They're going to kill us on the power play. So, yeah. Okay, someone's changing. 19 Coyote just went, oh, did I say? Yeah, I meant 4-2 Boston. Me too, I meant 5-3 Boston. Did I say? Might be 5-0, god damn it. But it's not over yet. It really isn't. Giselle's just reminding me. Still 2 periods to go. Granted, if they come out and throw a stinker out in the second period like this, it's over. I don't. If it gets any deeper than this, yeah. But if they stem that tide right now and come back just the same way that New York did to us the last game, we've got to now do this to Boston. So just think about that. We were winning that game. We were, as Habs fans, we were all, yeah, we got that game. We got that 2 points. And then it was like, so we need to do that to these guys right now when they come out in the second. So that's what I'm calling for. Full pricey, come on. But the problem is, are you going to be more comfortable having Kincaid right now? I don't know. I thought about that. Maybe have Kincaid. I don't know if that makes me feel better. I have a little confidence that Price has the ability to come back from a stinky first period. I don't know if Kincaid's going to handle these guys very well. I really, I don't know what his confidence level is. I know Julian's confidence is not high on him right now. So, yeah. So let's see. Okay, so now Nolan is reminding us that this is the same score from the last game where we came back and won 5-4. So, like, a good point, it's not over yet. It all depends on how this team reacts to what just happened, how they go off for the intermission, how do they come back. If they come out flying and jumping, the game's not over yet. Not to say that it'll mean a win, but they have to come out that way, where you're going to be impressed with what you see. If they don't do that, game's over. If they come out and throw a stinker, even halfway into this period, and it's still a stinker, it's over. That's just from experience. I've seen it many times. And even then, it could come back, as long as Boston doesn't put it out of reach. So really, it's kind of important Montreal scores the next goal. If they can do that, it might not be over, guys. Okay, so on that note, I am going to call this because now I'm really overline. I really want to watch the next 2 periods. Thank you guys for coming in. The next game, I'm assuming, is Thursday. Also, didn't look up who we're playing. So I'll be doing this again. Look for my podcast. Really important. I'm trying to get some traction on that podcast. I'm talking about Babcock and Peters tomorrow, amongst other things, Gospazir, and whatever else I can call out from the news that looks like it'll be interesting for me to talk about. Please leave me any questions you want me to answer or subjects you might want me to talk about in the podcast, but not here in the chat. Please go into the comment section. I'm going to look there tomorrow when I write up my podcast ideas. And hopefully you'll see you there. Nothing else to say, but thanks for watching, everybody. You guys are great. Go Habs, go! See you next time on YouTube. See you next video. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, bye, everybody. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already, I appreciate it. Subscribe, ring the notifications bell, thumbs up, and catch you on the flip side. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the game. Bye, y'all. I was going to put my... Yeah, it's different setup here. Jesus, that went over. That one went over, but